Good day, and today we're going to talk about prepositions. Now, prepositions defined is a word which is used before a noun phrase, or pronoun, connecting it to another word. Now, usually prepositional phrases are used as descriptions, but the preposition can end up almost anywhere in a sentence. There are two types of prepositions. One of them is the simple preposition, prepositions which consist of only one word. And you have several of these, such as in, on, at, with, against. There are several, there are dozens. You also have compound prepositions, prepositions which consist of two or more words. For example, you might use the preposition instead of, in the middle of, by the side of. And as I said, there are several different prepositions that you may find. Here are a lot of the most common preposition words. Now, there are three types in prepositions, the way they're being used in this sentence. You might use a preposition for telling a place, telling a time, or telling a certain direction. So let's start by looking at the prepositions of place. Some prepositions show where something happens. These are called prepositions of place. For example, Sandy was sitting under a tree. There's a wooden floor underneath the carpet. Some geese flew over their house. John and Sarah were hiding inside the wardrobe. There was a tree beside the river. I have a friend who lives in America. Again, all of these prepositions show a specific place. Where is it in the tree? It is under the tree. Where by the carpet? Underneath the carpet. You might also have prepositions of time. They show when something happens. For example, school starts at 9 o'clock. We're going to the zoo on Saturday. No, you can't watch a video. It's past your bedtime already. I visited my grandparents during the summer. You must finish the work by Friday. I'll do my homework before dinner. Again, these prepositions are being very specific as to the time. What are you doing on Saturday? You're going to the zoo on Saturday. When does school start? It starts at 9 o'clock. You also have the prepositions of direction. These prepositions show where something is going. For example, the boys chased after each other. The football rolled down the hill. A man was walking his dog along the riverbank. The freeway goes right through the city. We were traveling towards Miami. So again, a preposition of direction shows you where something is going. Where did the boys chase? They chased after each other. They chased after one another. The football is rolling not up the hill, but down the hill. You have a sense of direction. Now, you also have prepositions that have specific uses. For example, the usage of the preposition of. Our modules are full of real-life examples. I ate a plate of rice and a quarter of milk. Would you like a glass of lemon juice? I need 3 pieces of paper. Most of the children in my class like education. There are several ways of cooking upma. Well, with the word of here, we can see that they are separating the specific objects of the preposition. So there's lots of nouns at the end of these sentences. So this usage of is giving us specific examples. We also have the word for as a very common preposition. I made this bookmark for Mom. Is there room for me on this seat? I'd like a new computer for Christmas. We're going downtown for a meeting. I made this gift for my mother. Is there a place for me on this seat? I'd like a new laptop for next year. So again, we can see we have objects of the preposition. We've got nouns again at the ends of the sentences, and you're specifically pointing out who or what. I made this bookmark for whom? For Mom. I'd like a new computer for what? For Christmas. Another one of your more common prepositions are going to be the usage of with. He pounds nails with a hammer. Mix the flour with water. She painted the picture with her new paints. Would you like to come with us to the cinema? I can do difficult problems with help from Mom. Who is the man with the beard? And so again, we usually see the word with as an object of a preposition at the end after the verbs. Now we have the usage of except and instead of. I like all kinds of food except Upma. Everyone likes chocolate except Tom. We go to school every day except Saturday and Sunday. You should eat fruit instead of candy. Dad is coming to the theater with us instead of Mom. We could watch TV instead of reading our books. And then other more common prepositional phrases, you're going to use the words like, as, and then. Kathleen looks like her dad. Andrew smiles like his mother. Peter sings like a professional singer. Are these shoes the same as those? Sue is nearly as tall as the teacher. My backpack is bigger than John's. Dad is taller than all of us. This painting is more beautiful than that one. The neighborhood streets are less busy than downtown streets. Now, sometimes you're going to be using prepositions with adjectives. The adjectives in these examples are now printed in color. So before you get to your prepositional phrase, you might put an adjective right before it to give it more description. Dad was angry with us. We were afraid of the big dog. She's not very interested in sports. John is very good at drawing. Mr. Lee is pleased with our work. The teachers are always kind to us. What's wrong with the computer? So we have these linking verbs that lead into adjectives, and the adjectives specifically go along with the prepositional phrase. Who is Dad angry with? With us. What were we afraid of? We were afraid of the big dog. Now, prepositions can also be used with some verbs. Now, the verbs in these examples are now printed in color. I'm looking for my pencil. Have you seen it? Can you think of another word for pleased? Does this book belong to you? We're listening to CDs. I agree with you. Tell me about the show you saw. Cut the cake into 5 pieces. They borrowed money from the bank. Again, as we've seen, prepositions can show up just about anywhere in the sentence, but it looks like they have to be working with somebody. So this time we are working with our action verbs. What am I looking for? My pencil. What am I thinking of? Another word for pleased. What am I listening to? I'm listening to CDs. And lastly, prepositions can be used with some nouns. The nouns in these examples are printed in color. What's the answer to this question? Is there a reason for this delay? What's the matter with you? Here's an example of good behavior. Congratulations on winning the competition. Traffic can cause damage to the environment. So we've seen prepositions being worked with adjectives, prepositions being used with verbs, and now here they are showing up with nouns. So prepositions can move pretty much anywhere in the sentence they want. So let's see how well we've learned. So we want to have a place preposition. For number one, you might want to say a cat was sitting on the roof of my car. Where? On. Number two, you want a time preposition. How about some people were talking during the movie? During would be a time. Number three, you need a place or a direction. You need a direction. A man was coming towards us on his bike. Number four, we want a time preposition. The party starts after 6 o'clock. Number five, we want a place preposition. She put the book in her bag. Number six, we want a place preposition. We walked up the street to the park. Number seven is a place preposition. She keeps her slippers under her bed. Number eight is a time preposition. We always wash our hands before meals. And number nine is a direction preposition. She ran away from the dog because she was frightened. Thank you so much for stopping by to learn about prepositions and prepositional phrases. If you'd like to learn about more parts of speech, check out my other videos on the Learning Language Arts channel. And if I missed anything, please let me know down in the comments and I'd be happy to make another video for you. And as always, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. Take care.